Hey, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm Steven Rogers.
I'm Andrew Chavone. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the studio with a new addition here, a monkey painting. But my mom did, who listens, so
yes,
it's appropriate. Put it behind us.
It's pretty great. It's exactly it's the perfect comedy background. It's got the brick wall. It's got the curtains. It's got it was originally going to be you, but you said no.
Yeah, I don't want a picture of me anywhere.
So she got the closest thing, a chimpanzee
with lips,
with
big lips,
and he's doing his signature closing bit.
That's a crowd pleaser. Yeah, it could be an opener and closer.
Yeah, and our guest, who we'll introduce in a second, immediately spotted the liquid death plug.
Yeah. Well, it's a big part of my life, you know.
That's true.
Liquid and death. I always think about both.
You ever stay up late at night staring at the ceiling thinking about liquid?
Yeah, because I have to pee all the time, yeah. So I usually have to go and disperse the liquid and then drink more of it. And then I feel like I want to kill myself. So
that's where the death comes in.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, everybody, for listening. We have a very exciting guest. Very excited to introduce him. Shaun Murphy is here.
Oh, yes. That's me.
Shaun, good to be here. Good to see you. I mean, you're glad to be here. I'm happy you're here. That's what I meant to say. I'm happy you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
Okay, good. I don't want to put those words in your mouth.
No,
but it was just something.
We're happy to have you. I'm going to do your plug up top, so I do not forget. Check out his album and YouTube special, Neil. It's very funny, very good stuff, and check it out. Very good.
Thank you.
It's Catholic themed?
Yes. Oh. It's an hour of jokes about going to church. And
all the rules.
That was great.
Well, it is a problem that it's Neil, Neal.
Yes.
So people don't know how to spell it when you spell the two. My name's Shaun, and people don't know how to spell that when you say. So it's a real disaster.
Yeah, you really thought a lot about the marketing aspect of it.
I was going to name an antihistamine to really just throw people off, but I decided.
Pneumonia with an N.
Ibuprofen. I don't know how to spell that.
Oh.
I spell it IB.
Is it IB? And then
No. It's IP. Wait, how do you spell it? Don't.
Why not?
I'm sure Shaun knows.
It's
IBUPROFEN. So you're
close.
You were right in the beginning.
Oh, okay.
IB.
But I think I did it like I.
Oh,
period,
with no U.
No, and I period B period. Like it's a name of like JP Morgan.
like that's Profen MD.
The name's IB. Friends call me Ib. Pleasure.
Great to have you. Happy to see you. Now,
I don't buy any of these compliments so far. Happy to see me.
Yeah, I probably should look at you when I say it, but I didn't.
We're a big formality pod.
Yeah,
mostly formalities.
You know, it's nice guys talking to nice guys. How are you? Are you an anxious person? Because we have never had talks about anxiety in our friendship.
That's true. I don't know. I don't think so. I was thinking that on the walk over here.
Okay.
And I have had a couple panic attacks in my life. Should we get to that? Do we dive right in? Or is that too...
This is the loosest formed thing you'll ever see in your life.
Okay.
You know, like those movies where they somehow remove the bones? They have the gun that...
I'm going to stop you right there. No.
I
don't know what you're talking about.
It doesn't exist.
The movies where they remove the bones?
You know Flubber? That's this podcast.
Bouncy green dances.
Robin Williams was in one.
You're talking about the Rob Williams Flubber or the...
Is there a different Flubber?
Yeah, the original.
The original Flubber.
Yeah,
There's an original Flubber?
Yeah, with the nutty professor, right?
Oh, Eddie Murphy?
No,
I'm joking.
What's that guy's name, Shaun? What's
I thought that was great.
Name?
I know what you're talking about.
The guy goes, Glavin.
Richard, no.
Richard Nixon?
No, Jerry Lewis.
Jerry Lewis.
I almost said Richard Lewis.
I love the idea of you describing Flubber like it's a very
It's got no bones.
Like it's a common cinematic trope, you know?
Yeah, I really got robbed at the Oscars both times.
Yeah, so panic attacks. Any triggers? Do you know? Like,
You
do
know what? So
what led to it?
In grade school, early high school, I was the didn't like the sex class kid.
Yeah.
Do you remember? Every school had that kid, right?
Who would leave or just
who would be like, I can't deal with this.
Oh, we didn't have that kid.
Really?
No. Everyone had to sit there and listen to some guy talk.
I just feel like
draw a vagina on the blackboard.
I just feel like in my school there was always like one or two people that were just like, I don't want to see this.
It must be easy to know if your health teacher gets late a lot if they're drawing the vagina on the board, and you can tell that they don't remember a lot of parts of it.
Yeah, and it's a big hint for us too, because I remember they drew the uterus, and my buddy was like, "Is that a rocket ship?" I was like, "Is it? Is that what goes on in there?"
Oh man! So you didn't like the sex class?
Well, no, because I think at least when I went to school, maybe it's changed, but it was like too intense. Like they wouldn't just be like, hey, this is how sex works. They'd be like, welcome to sex class. You want to see like a fucked up dick? And you'd be like, no, I don't. Like it would just be like sores on something because they were trying to scare you into not having sex.
I remember seeing that.
And that like turned my stomach so much that I couldn't. And I was always in my head like, it's coming. He's going to.
The sores?
Oh, well, he showed you that picture?
Yeah.
I remember the penis cut in half pictures.
Oh, God,
wait, I don't remember that one.
Not, they were drawn. They weren't like.
Oh,
I mean the diagram of the penis?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I always saw it as it cut in half. I never thought of it like, no, this is just a way of showing you the inside. I'm like, oh my God.
Do you take your sex ed at Ripley's Believe It or Not? It's like
It had two heads.
it's embalmed.
It's embalmed. Taxidermy. Yeah, I remember seeing it in half, and also it would show what's inside the testicles, and that was very cringeworthy for me.
Yeah.
That was uncomfortable.
It's like when you cut a golf ball in half. It's like stringy in there. That's what the balls are. Just like strings and.
Wait, are you a health teacher? Hold on, draw a vagina real quick.
Bring in the blackboard.
No, you ever see a ball like It was like it's like a string.
For some reason, you talking about a golf ball in half is bothering me more than.
I mean, yeah, both par 3. I don't know, par 2, 2 balls. But yeah, they like the sex ed. They were like, the testicle, you can unwind it, and the string is long. I guess what's in there is like a string.
Oh God! Really?
You took the class. What are you talking about? What do you think was in there? Gumball?
I thought it was just a string that leads into the ball.
Well, there's like a vein that leads. There's like the veins in there.
There's veins. Yeah, there's veins,
like
nerves.
He's saying string.
I'm telling you, the ball itself is a big string clumped together like a bubble gum. I'm telling you.
I'm glad I'm bringing some real sex ed energy.
I can't wait to Google later. Is the ball just a big string?
They did it. They were like, the teacher for some reason was like, look, and then I guess she had the same string that would be in a ball and like undid it, like she was pulling ribbons out of her sleeve. It just kept going.
I think you just saw a magician.
Yeah, that's right. The great Balzo.
Are you looking up balls?
I'm looking it up. Of course, it doesn't have a straight answer if the ball is just a string. Oh, wait.
Yes, it is AndrewChavone.com.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that proves it. Yeah. I'm sold.
I go to college. I go from college to college, I do little jokes, take some balls out.
It's him in a lab coat. I see. All right, so here's the picture. Are you talking about that guy?
The inside the scrotum. Yeah, I mean that's not really a good thing to support me here.
No, you mean a medical diagram?
Do a diagram of the ball. You're doing a diagram of the whole torso. It's got the
No,
bladder.
it's not the whole torso.
Yeah, it is. It's got the bladder and the. What are you shaking your head for? It's got like the bladder in there.
I hope this becomes a long-term fight on the pod. I hope I started.
It's gonna continue.
Goes on for a long time.
All right.
Okay, diagram of the testicle. Okay,
there's but those are veins, right?
Yeah.
No, those aren't. All right, everybody, we'll agree to disagree.
Also, pretty nice penis there.
There's a long
man,
string. That looks like an eyeball.
That looks like a lizard egg.
Okay. But anyway.
Remember how you said that made you uncomfortable when we showed you a bunch of pictures?
Yeah, now I'm fine with it. Now that's my normal porn.
I mean, the
search.
one we showed you used safe sex, so it was a
Oh,
a little soreless. I'll be sore about this later, though.
Yeah.
But I got very queasy at the very intense, like realist, not the diagrams, but the realistic pictures of various ailments to that area of the body that like bothered me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what? And you left the room?
A lot of times I would leave. I could either like feel that it's like the next section, and I was
Sure.
like, I'm gonna take a long crap, and
Was this public school?
no, this is Catholic school. But
Oh, okay.
I think they like scared you a lot. There's a lot
Wait,
of like.
you both went to Catholic school. Of course, they called it a long string.
Well, no, they called mine. They were like, it has beads attached. You got to pray on it. My Catholic school, we were all embarrassed, and we had to like write our questions in a bucket anonymously, and he'd pick them out. And one guy wrote, "How do you know you're gay?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a good one." I don't think
Did he say you'll go to hell?
Yeah. He said, "Don't worry, everybody. If you're gay, you'll know by now." And literally every guy had a sigh of relief. But that's not true anyway. I mean, people like,
but that's pretty progressive for a
That was
for a
pretty
Catholic
good.
school. Yeah,
They could have said so much worse.
right. You know, if you got horns, you're gay. And
Right,
you have a tail and hooves. But yeah, he was some ringer they brought in. I don't know who he was because
Yeah.
I don't think anyone in the Catholic faculty wanted to touch this subject, so they brought some heathen in from.
Yeah,
they bust him up from Mexico or something.
Professor Heathen. Oh man! So you would just get the bathroom pass and go.
Yeah.
And
We didn't have a bathroom pass. You had a bathroom
We
pass?
had a bathroom
system?
pass,
No, we
yeah.
just raise our hands and be just like, I gotta go.
Oh yeah, we had.
Yeah, Catholics trust each other sometimes.
Yeah. You guys are like, I gotta go drain the main string.
Yep, that's what we all said.
Yeah. That's because pee comes out of your balls. Steve.
So that was a trigger for you. But that wasn't every class. They would just do that once a year.
No, but I feel like there was because I think at least in my school they tried to like scare us a lot. There's a lot of like because they didn't want you to have sex, so
Right,
there was
right.
like a lot of like if you have sex, like this is gonna fall off, this is gonna turn red,
Wow.
this is gonna. So it was like a lot of like intense imagery that I found like pretty like upsetting.
I think they want to recruit for the priesthood too, because it's like, hey, you don't want these sores? Well, take a vow of celibacy and wear a thing on your neck and have people.
And everyone was like, "No, thank you.
I'd rather
I'm not that scared."
I'd rather have it turn red and fall off.
Have people nervous when their kids are around you. So, I can't believe people are still priests, but I don't want to alienate our Catholic school listeners. All right, everybody. Sorry. So let's do some lighter topics. So everyone has anxiety. That's the whole point of this podcast. We had some people write in things, and I got them right here. Somebody wrote, anyone else not able to do anything all day when you have an appointment, like getting anxious before and during, then having to decompress after. So that's nothing before the appointment or after the appointment. This has happened to you, Shaun.
No, that's like a full day. I don't know how you.
So you're able to go to a dentist and then have a whole day in the morning and have a whole day at the night?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this guy doesn't have anxiety then. Because my whole day is like looking at the clock. Oh, boy, it's 5 hours from now. I better start taking a shower and getting my socks on and... Don't want to be late for this because, the dentist is always on time. It's like a plane. If you don't get to the dentist in time, they close the gate and your teeth.
So like today we're recording at 1,
Yeah,
right?
it's the middle of the day.
Right. So what did you have like before this? Was there like prep?
I literally did the podcast, set this up and I mopped my floor and, because you guys were coming over.
I was going to mention it. It's good.
Yeah.
Good clean floor.
Yeah, it's important to have a clean vibe here and make sure there's no smells. Last time there was a smell.
Yeah.
So took out the trash and literally, yeah. So after this, there'll be some decompression and I could live my life. So, yeah, I don't know. Steve probably was the same way.
Yeah, I was just like, okay, it's in 3 hours, and I have no life after this. That's when I walk out of this, it'll be like I was here for 30 years. So I'll be blinded by the sun.
This is a good window into, because as you know, I give Steve some crap sometimes because he's a bad texter.
Yes,
Yeah.
very bad.
He's a bad
Yes.
texter. And I don't, as someone who has less anxiety, doesn't understand how he lives his life.
I don't either.
Because I'll
Yeah.
be like, hey, what are you doing tonight? And then like 4 months later, I just saw this. I guess I was busy that night. And I was like, oh, okay. You know.
I have a lot of people mad at me
Yeah.
all the time, but I actually it
This
won't
is an
change.
intervention.
It's not going to change, but the good thing is it keeps the people that we're going to stay around, and then the others they can't handle it just fall off.
The people with patience.
They turn red and fall off.
Is there a reason, Steve, you don't text people back?
Yeah, Steve. Let's get into it.
I'm in the moment, wherever
Oh,
I
my
am.
God. You buy this?
No, I'm hanging out with you. You always look at your watch to get in the
Oh, I
text.
can't. Yeah, I see it, but I don't answer it.
Who has to see who's going to ignore?
Yeah,
Yep, gotta ignore this
Shaun
guy.
and Andrew?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
yeah.
I'm glad they reached out to me.
I usually see it and go, oh, I should get back to them, and then I go back to what I'm doing, and then I get back to them.
We're just staring at the wall waiting for your next thing.
yeah. It's not a healthy lifestyle, but it's working.
Why do you have to watch the? Oh, because you talk into it.
Yeah, I do that, and I times my sets and give me an alarm, and I use it for exercise mostly. I don't do the text aspect of this at all. Okay. Yeah.
Well, maybe you can unsync them.
Oh, yeah, I would like to.
Yeah.
I haven't really sat and sunk about that, but
How are you with texting? Do you have a similar Steve vibe, or do you think you're better than Steve?
Well, when I'm not saying I'm better than Steve, but sometimes I get text right away. I'm like, oh, so I text back right away just because.
You have anxiety about them like hating you for you not replying, or am I putting words?
Or
in your
my
mouth?
anxiety is me forgetting to never text back, and then the hating. So yeah, that's the stemming is me. That's why I reply right away, because I'm like, if I don't, I'll never write back. And anxiety, you imagine the worst case scenario. They'll hate me forever. They won't talk to me. They're gonna talk shit. Then I'm a bad texter. But Steve, it's happened to Steve.
I wish Steve had some of that anxiety.
Anxiety bothers me, so I'd rather have my situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like, now maybe I'm wrong here, but if you take that thought process and put it to other areas, it would actually be more helpful in the other areas. Because you're almost going like, I'm not going to reply to this, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. But if you could do that in other aspects of your life, that would actually be healthy.
I agree 100%.
All right. Well,
What do you mean?
I
What do
think
you-
I fixed thing. I'm done.
Wait, Shaun, what's the thing? The aspect of what? Like,
Because like, so you're texting him, right?
Yeah.
He's not texting back, hypothetically. And he goes,
It's not hypothetical.
and he in his mind is going, that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. We're
Right.
still friends. I don't need to reply to this. But if he could do that in like worrying about an appointment, if he could take that energy
the
and put
coolness.
Yeah.
Yes, and put
I'm
it
like,
there.
it's all right. The dentist and I are still friends.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to show up normal time. It's going to be fine. I don't
Yeah.
got to worry about it. That's actually good, but he's taking the right methodology and applying it to the wrong.
That makes a lot of sense. I agree with that.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Well, the middle of the day thing is now I take flights at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, because if they're at 1, they get canceled and I get screwed. But 2, it's like if my flight's at 1, that's all I can think about all day. Is
Yeah.
like, all right, okay. I'm like Googling a plane, seeing what it looks like. I'm like over prepared.
Hey, I gotta find one of these.
Yeah, like over preparing because sometimes on the boarding pass it tells you what plane you're in. It's like it's like Airbus 58. I'm like, ooh, okay, is that a good one? I'm like repacking, unpacking, putting a bag within a bag, when taking extra clothes. I'm like, well, it could be hot in Vegas. I mean, it could be cold too. So better take my parka. I'm gonna have to check 2 of these.
I As far as the texting,
I didn't mean to come down hard on you.
I mean, you do it all the time.
I do.
It makes sense that you would do it on record.
That's
but,
true.
I never knew this.
Yeah.
I never knew Shaun gave some tough love to Stevie Boy.
Am I the
It's
only
only-
one giving you tough love?
It's only tough love from you.
I don't think that's true.
I think it's only tough love from you, which it's not a complaint.
Okay.
I'll
try and be better.
Oh, yeah. You guys go way back, right? You guys are upstate New York?
We're upstate New York boys.
Oh, man.
But
oh, man.
that was our rap group for a little while.
the upstate
New York
with
was
a Z.
the Z.
Yeah. We were very unpopular.
Yeah, the Z was in upstate.
it was the up arrow emoji state.
But my thinking is, I mean, this is recorded, so obviously this is over here and upside down. But I'm getting stuff right now, and
I know I'm looking at it. It's like a slot machine.
But if we were at
so you got a cherry, you got a bar.
yeah. That's not a cherry. That's actually a diagram of testicles.
That's why I never reply to my text. That's mostly what I send them in text.
Yeah.
Look at this one. Isn't this one look messed up?
Look at the string on this one. But if we were at a hang, I'm not whipping it out and texting the whole time at a hang.
Completely fair. I don't think
Right.
anyone is asking you to do that, though.
But I'm usually hanging at something with somebody, so I don't take it out in front of them to give them the attention.
Well, I hate to throw Steve under the bus, but sometimes
That is the other title for this show.
I think what Steve does is he looks at his watch to screen and then if it's Caitlin, then you go, but if it's like, you know.
I've ignored Caitlin.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because we've been out and you go, oh, it's Caitlin.
Yeah, if it's something like important, like hey, we have to have a cat, we got to get a cat sitter this weekend. We're both on the road. Then I'm like, I got to do this. But if it's like where are like other stuff that's not of urgency, I'll wait till I'm.
It's also very possible, very likely that you're just more popular than me. Then I'm like, how could you not reply to? Maybe he's getting blown up all the time.
Well,
True. Yeah.
I've been thinking about this lately. When you want everyone to like you,
Interesting.
and you do a good job at being nice, tons of people will text you.
This is the Humble Brag podcast.
Yeah.
And so I get lots of texts from people, and I'll just a lot of them get answered later than they probably would like. But I always eventually answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, so the appointment.
I would
Steve,
like to talk about this for another 1 to 2 hours.
I know you would.
No,
I know you would.
the texting cone of shame.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me. So
Steve has gotten better at it, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So I want to give you props.
okay.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Um.
Let me guess. The next thing you're going to say is not to throw Steven under the bus.
Well, I'm just trying to get to the explanation for the looking at the watch, and I guess you're screening for emergencies.
Yeah, and if it vibrates, I got to see what it is. And if it's nothing, then I just go back to my life.
So, okay. So the appointments, me and Steve, yes. Shaun, no.
Yes.
You can just go about your day, no stress.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what about this? Does anyone have anxiety about a past mistake? For example, a mistake you made years ago that you're unaware of, and it will soon suddenly be found out with catastrophic consequences. Mistake could be part of one professional's life or something else.
When you're unaware of.
Yeah, like you ever lay in bed, like sometimes you're about to fall asleep, and you're like, oh, there's something weird in college. Like, you know.
But it's a hypothetical weird. Like,
It's like hypothetical.
Like something you did maybe when you were drunk or like
maybe.
something like
Oh
that.
yeah, that too. You know, like oh yeah. Oh man, I went to a birthday party 3 weeks ago. I think may have said something weird in a convo.
Right.
You know, no.
No, well, I don't drink, so I get
Yep.
to...
Oh, you don't drink at all?
Yeah, so I get to
Oh.
bypass that, which,
Okay,
is,
that's
which
good.
is great.
Did you ever have a spree where you drank or no drink?
No drink.
From okay.
I drank cool from birth.
You just drank that Catholic wine. Drank out of a goblet, but the okay, so okay, Steve, what do you think?
Yeah, I think not in bed. I sleep no issues ever.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I don't, for someone that worry. I think I worry so much during the day that
You're tuckered out by nighttime?
I think so.
Interesting.
That by the time I lay down, I pass out. I don't go into bed and try to fall asleep. I fall asleep somewhere wake up at some point and then go to bed. Caitlin
that's
wakes
like a
me up.
superhero power.
Yes, I'm very grateful for this. I'm worried that that was just me being in my 20s, and in the 30s it's going to change. But so far, so good. I sleep great. It's a problem, actually. I sleep too good that I'll fall asleep like when Caitlin and I are watching something and I just pass out.
Oh.
So she watches a lot of stuff by herself.
Well, he's
seen the first half of a lot of movies.
In my mind, E.T.'s still on Earth. But I do think about what I did wrong or any mistakes. Like shower's a big one. I'll be thinking about it in the shower. And then
oh yeah, me too.
Planes. If I don't have headphones on a plane, that's a big one because you're just sitting there waiting.
Yeah, you're just staring at a seat cover.
Yeah, the subway. Anything without a distraction, like the subway, anywhere where you're waiting. That's when my mind will start to race.
Okay. Yeah, mine also. I guess
that's when I answer texts.
Keep your mind off
when
it.
you're panicking.
Yeah. That's why I over prepare too for things because then it just takes my mind off of the actual event. So shower.
Put your socks on.
Put my socks on.
Get your parka.
Yeah, I might as well be doing something than just sitting there worrying and thinking about mistakes. But,
right.
But yeah, I have it too when I'm doing kind of a similar situation. Like if I'm at another birthday party and we're in a similar circle, I'll be like, oh my God, I think last time I said something weird, A lot of my things are worrying about saying something weird, but our therapist, Jen, always says, do you ever think back to a party when somebody said something weird to you?
Oh, that's
and
I go, your answer is yes?
Yes.
You're going to be thinking about this thing right now.
Yeah.
You're going to be texting somebody, damn it, Shaun and Andrew.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll wait till they're face to face. He's not.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. He'll call him.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Hold on. Now I lost my train of thought.
Thinking somebody. You ever regret saying something to somebody?
I remember when I first moved to New York. You're nervous. You're in a new city.
You're nervous and you remember everything. It's like a photographic because you're so traumatized.
And you're around, like, especially in comedy, you're around like new people. People have been doing it longer, better. And I remember like being at like an open mic, and a comic I knew a little bit was like. You are who you are, but like all these people are also like nerds. They're impossible to talk to.
Yes.
Like they're
socially maladjusted.
They're at an open mic. Like most of these people aren't that like accomplished. Like they're not. A lot of these people are going to stop within the next couple of years, and it's just like you're so in your head, and it's just like, I mean, sometimes you're around comics and you talk to them, and you're like not in a weird way, but almost like, oh, I'm easier to talk to than you are.
Yes.
You're giving me nothing.
Yeah, constantly. It's a weird intersection when open mics because you got people with big egos because they want to be heard, but 2, they're not funny because they're figuring it out, and 3, they want to be funny. So then you got people who are saying awful jokes to you in convo that are pretty mean, but they don't realize it. Something like that.
Well, here's an interesting thing: has comedy made you less anxious in other parts of life? Because I feel like you go through bad stuff in comedy, you bomb, you get rejected, and this is like others. I remember when I was like dating, I'd go on dates and people would be like, it's awkward. Are we gonna kiss? That kiss? I'm like, this isn't this like I've bombed in front of strangers for half an hour. Like this is nothing to me.
I feel it too, and more so in group convos. Like. Before comedy, I'd be kind of nervous. Oh, who's this? And am I going to say the wrong thing? But now I'm like, I think what I'm going to say is funny because I say funny things on stage. Like I have more confidence in a group convo because I think I know what's funny. But before comedy, I'd be like the guy who mumbled a joke, and then somebody, if it was funny, the guy next to me would say it out loud. Like I would mumble a joke, and if it was good, this big guy would be like, yeah, Alec Baldwin. And everyone would laugh at him, and I'd be like, yeah.
I think in some situations, the quietest person is probably the funniest because they know not to just throw out anything. And then when they like that, they have the one, and they dropped that, and everyone's like, "Holy hell, you haven't said anything in like 5 minutes," and that was the funniest thing we've laughed at.
Yeah, and they go, "That's it for me."
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even have the confidence to even deliver that. You know, I'd be like, "Okay, here's my moment. Here's something that's going to be funny." And I go, "Ugh."
Yeah. Yeah. I was on stage the other night, and I have stuff about anxiety, and then it was Jersey, so they were not great.
Crowds like that, you don't want to do stuff
and
anxious or anything.
I do whatever. They're going to get what I. That's the thing. That to your point, I think it's made me more confident. I'm like, even these people, you're getting what I want to tell you.
Yeah.
And they heckled at. They were having fun, but they were still heckling. And I dealt with the heckler, and then a guy goes, "Oh, his anxiety's probably flaring up." And I'm like, "This, you don't understand. This is the place I'm the most comfortable."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "It's off stage. If you started yelling at me, that I'd be freaking out."
Yeah, you'd be like, "You're in my world now."
Exactly. Yeah.
You Ginzo.
Yeah, don't feed him after midnight.
That's where you stop watching the movie. He doesn't know what happens after that, but that's a rule.
I don't know why everyone was so scared. It's just a cuddly, cute guy. He just that movie, the guy gets a weird pet, and that's all that happens.
But that happened. That I'd only watched the first part because the next part scared me. So I really thought.
I remember it scaring me as a kid.
Yeah, especially 2.
I thought 2 was the one that got goofy.
2 gets a little goofy. The new batch.
The new batch,
yeah.
But they're also in the office building, and there's a scene where they fly down and grab somebody's hair, and I'm like, oh.
There are, like, when you were young, there are, like, weird movies. I remember being really freaked out by Mars Attacks.
Oh,
like
really?
a comedy.
Oh, me
but those
too.
aliens are, like,
they're terrifying.
Terrifying designs.
The eyes.
Yeah, and they have, like, skull mouths.
Yes. And the brain, it was just an exposed head.
Yeah.
It was like the diagram.
Of a ball.
Yeah, they had string.
I left that theater being like, oh, like, it's a comedy. And I was like, I'm not going to sleep tonight.
The worst part was when Pierce Brosnan had his head removed, and then the other girl had her head put on a dog.
Yeah.
I definitely couldn't sleep that night thinking about, oh my God, her head's on a dog.
And the noise they would make, like the sound that, like the way they talked was just like a weird screech. It's like what like crazy people on the street yell. It's the same sound. I'm like, oh my God.
They're more terrifying than like most like movies where the aliens are supposed to be scary.
Yeah, like if you watch The Quiet Place, that alien
They just came out, I'd be like, whoa!
That alien is less scary than the Mars Attack alien.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it looks like. Like a bug?
It's like it's got like spider legs.
I feel like all alien designs now are like bug tentacle dog creatures.
With crab legs and it sounds delicious.
I feel like Stranger Things ruined it because they just had like a lizard with a plant face. And now everyone's like, I guess this is a cool thing.
I kind of like
the plant face. Oh my!
I like the Stranger Things.
It's tough to know if they started if they were in the middle of it, but I feel like every like Marvel movie or anything, there's always like a tentacled dog monster, like a CGI tentacled dog monster. I feel in every movie nowadays.
Really? You get the link to that?
I saw your eyes shift.
Yeah,
I got one.
Yeah.
But I had so to follow up on the dong conversation.
Yes, the sex ed.
Yeah. So I think I had when I was a kid.
Ding dong.
The dong.
I had like medical stuff freak me out. That's where I got a lot of my anxiety. Because when you're younger, especially, I remember, speaking of alien movies, me and my parents went to go see Independence Day.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say, speaking of alien movies, we watched the birthing video. That freaked me out in school when we watched the birthing video.
See, I think I took care of my mental health, and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna. It's too young for me.
I'm just sitting with two guys that think they're better than me. Took care of
No.
I'm joking.
But that's not taking care of your mental health, though. You avoided it.
Yeah, when I was like 10, I was like, I know this is gonna freak me out. Like, I'm too young for this. I'm not gonna watch this.
But if you took care of your mental health, you'd be like, I can accept whatever this is, whatever alien that's gonna show. here.
Well, I can now. I just think I knew
Yeah.
at that time I was like too in the weeds with stuff, you know?
They made us watch it. They put our eyes in a thing like
Clockwork
Clockwork
Orange.
Orange.
Yeah.
The nun came and dripped liquid in them, and I'd watch some 70s pubic hair with a head come out. Just looked like a safari.
Yeah, dude, it looked like a turtle poking out of a bush.
I think they made one of those, and they're like, "We did it. We don't
Yeah.
need to update this for any generation."
Truly, they're still using a bone saw. But
There was funk music playing in mine.
It's a pizza guy.
Like, wah, 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 wah.
Oh,
Oh, man.
It was horrible. It's still burned in my mind.
wouldn't that be funny if because you avoided the medical stuff for so long that you didn't know how
I didn't know how it
how
worked.
people got pregnant?
Yeah.
It's a
You're
stork
like-
still,
You're
right?
on a date and you're like, I'd kiss you, but we should gotta wait till we're married.
You get a girl pregnant, you start sitting on her belly. You're like, yeah, this is gotta warm the egg.
So wait, where was Independence Day?
Yeah,
Went to go see Independence Day.
Topical.
Yeah.
It's coming out. Coming up.
grab like
A little bit.
legs.
Yeah. It was sold out.
Oh, okay.
So me and my parents had to go see Phenomenon with John Travolta.
Do,
Yeah, I've
do,
seen it.
do, do, do.
Yep, that,
Phenomenon.
that was the theme song. And
That's the one where he takes his glasses and spins them around.
I think I remember nothing about the movie other than that he has like a brain tumor, and that like
Oh,
and that like
yes.
freaked me out. When I was like 12, I was like, you could get that? How do you know it's you know, like all like medical stuff early on really freaked me out.
Right.
But then I think he was really an alien. Doesn't he teleport at the end? Or something?
I think that's true, but I
was
left
like
by
a-
that. I Steved it. I didn't see the end of
I
it.
know he look. Yeah, for me, it's just a guy that saw a shooting star. Isn't that what happens? He sees a shooting star and then has stuff happen.
It could be. I remember nothing.
Yeah.
There's a Kevin Spacey movie where he is also an alien in a similar way, where he's a
Was it
human.
K-Pax?
Yes. Oh my God. I haven't thought of that movie in like 15 years.
That was crazy. We just saw somebody get nostalgia.
I can't
straight
believe
to
it.
Their blood
I
system.
can't believe you knew that movie. But wasn't it the same movie, just a regular guy, and then you didn't know if he was an alien or not?
I think that's true.
He was like eating a candy bar with the wrapper on, but he was also like in a mental institution too.
Yeah, it sounds like you should be.
Yeah, right. So you could be like, you could be an alien or just a crazy guy who eats candy bars weird. Candy bar fetish.
What if he was like, my favorite part's the crust and only ate the wrapper?
He like dips the wrapper in butter sauce, like whatever that Papa John's sauce is. What is that sauce? Garlic butter.
Oh man.
But those movies, didn't they come out? Is my memory faded or crazy?
But see the years.
Oh my gosh!
I bet it was similar time period. So wait, I think Independence Day was 96. So Phenomenon was probably 96.
Okay.
I don't know when K-Pax was though.
K-Pax probably was similar, but I remember that movie. I was so mad at the end because I think he does teleport in the sky or something. But that might happen in Phenomenon too. But there's also
there's a sequel.
there's K-Pax too.
No, you said that might happen in Phenomenon too.
There's K-Pax too.
He's looking up more ball stuff.
He's like,
Are you sure about the string? 1996, July 3rd, 1996.
K-Pax.
For the other one.
Okay.
Phenomenon. Yeah,
Oh, Phenomenon,
that was
yeah.
July 4th weekend with Independence
K-Pax
Day.
was 2001.
Oh,
Oh,
Space Odyssey. Okay, so that was later. All right.
But there was Starman, I remember too.
That was with
And that was 1984.
that was with the dude, the Big Lebowski guy. Wasn't that him?
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff
Yeah.
Bridges, who is in K-Pax.
Wow,
Oh.
everything's coming together here.
Yeah.
So the K-Pax writers saw Phenomenon, was like, I could probably do that too. 6 years later.
Yeah. They won't know by the title that they're the same movie, but other than that, same movie.
Wasn't his name K-Pax? Do you remember that?
I think his name was K-Pax.
I am K-Pax. This is my sister, TJ Maxx.
This is my brother Phenomenon.
It's my cousin. Oh my god. So many alien movies.
Oh, yeah.
Mars Attacks too.
My Favorite Martian. Did you ever see My Favorite Martian?
No.
That was a remake of a show.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know they
They had a movie and a show. The movie was Christopher Lloyd was the Martian, and it was amazing. And then Newman was the voice of his spacesuit. His spacesuit was alive, and it was
Newman.
yeah. And then it was the guy that found him was Harry from
Harry and the Hendersons.
No, from Dumb and Dumber. I'm
Okay.
Jeff
Bridges.
Bridges. No,
No,
Jeff Bridges.
Jeff.
Daniels.
Jeff Daniels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a great movie. I love that movie.
You love My Favorite Martian?
Yeah, I saw it as a kid.
Oh.
I thought it was amazing. It was way better than When Mars Attacks. I was like, man, he must be from a different part of Mars. This guy looks just like Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, it's a diverse planet.
Yeah.
So wait, did you guys have, or do you still have medical
Anxiety.
Because I think I kind of got past it a bit.
Oh,
When somebody
My
talks
mental
about an injury, and specifically an injury that's involving breaking the skin, or I noticed that my shins, I get like a weird twinge that goes up, like a chill that goes up from my chins up my body.
But
I get that too. Yeah.
but it's not like breaking bones. It's like seeing blood. Like
Blood doesn't bother me. Blood bothers you, I believe.
It bothers me so much. I'm like squeamish about blood and also knees. Like I had a knee injury when I was 14, and now whenever I see a movie where a guy's like in a mafia movie, we're gonna break his knees. No,
Whoa!
gotta cut that off.
That's
Yeah.
why you won't watch your special Neil.
right,
yeah, it's too close.
Well, you gotta get some padding. That's what, you gotta pad those down. Kneelers. What are they called? What are those things called?
Yeah,
Kneelers.
yeah,
I think,
Kneelers. Yeah. Creative name.
They really sat around and thought about that.
They kneeled around.
People who like my special are called that too.
The Kneelers.
We are the kneelers.
God.
But yeah, there's a movie, Repo Man. You ever
Yes.
see
Yes,
that?
yeah.
And then there's a scene where he takes somebody's knees out. I was like, I almost puked, and I still can't even think about that scene.
What knee injury did you have?
I played football, like going way back. The origin story of this is my dad played football when he was a dad or an adult.
Wow, this
Sorry.
is a real origin story. It's like 3 seasons of his dad's football career.
He played when he was 6. He started when he was 60. He would walk on for the Philadelphia
He
Eagles.
probably really hurt his knees. I can see why you have a thing about it.
So my dad. I mean, I played football since I was like 8. Like they had the ankle biters, and then they had like some kind of weight league, and then
Ankle biters are the people that hate his special.
right.
It's a lot of those out there.
Well, I mean, they could coexist. You can kneel, and then somebody behind you bites your ankles. It's more of a platter in that case.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't have to like get on the side of their head because it's right there. It's easier access, I think. But yeah, then they had weight league. So if you were 100 pounds to 110, they put you in one kind of thing. So then high school started, and I'm like, man, I've got like almost 10 years of football experience. I'm going to do great.
Yeah.
But I was like 5'2", just getting crushed on the field by these big kids.
Oh, man.
Well, literally, I was on the bus like, how long have you played football? This giant guy was like, never. And I'm like, well, I'm going to be better than you. This guy runs over me. This guy steps on my head.
It's so funny. I had a very similar thing because I grew up playing hockey, and I was like, I played like all when I was young. I'm like, it's like when you know how when you're younger, like, am I gonna be
The best.
yeah, am I gonna be in the NHL?
Right,
And
right.
then the next year they introduced like checking, and I got demolished, like crushed.
Same.
And it like scarred me for the rest of the season. I played defense, so if you don't know hockey, you have there's 2 defensemen, and you're kind of like, if you're left defense, it's like that's your side of the ice. Like puck goes by you got to go like retrieve it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like if I was I was playing left side, and the kid next to me was like really good, and the puck would go in my end, and it would be I got to go get it. That's my
Right.
area, and I would almost like be like skating slow, like you gotta. I can't, like he would do so much more work because I know that if I went back there, I'd get it, I'd pass it away, and then I'd be demolished.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And like I
Right.
just got so in my head about it. And I took a couple like especially nasty hits, and probably similar to your knee thing. I remember one
Yeah.
time I got hit from behind.
Oh,
and
man,
it was,
that's the worst.
And it was I'm probably overdoing it, because of memory and whatnot. But I remember like not being able to like move my body for like 5-10 seconds, and then just being like, oh my God, I'm paralyzed. I'm paralyzed. And then like, I was fine. But just that moment of like, I can't. Yeah, I'm too, because I was tall, but I was just still, 80 pounds like I am now, and I would just get like you were saying, like ran over,
just like being part of the grass, like immediately. Yeah, and then like they had tackling when I was a kid too, but I think that made it worse because when I got to high school, I'm like, all right, tackling drills, like I didn't have the fear you had until I got like, crushed in the stomach and the air left me, and same thing. I'm like, oh, I'm going to need a lung transplant. And I can't breathe. But somehow I don't know. There wasn't a lot of kids that played either. So they're like, okay, just put them on the team, and it never got started. And, I remember like junior year, I'm like, all right, now's going to be my time. The senior's retiring. I'm going to move up. Literally this freshman who was just giant, they're like, all right, you're going to be in this position that Andrew was in. I was like, I'm out. And my dad was like, well, I wanted you to play football to learn lessons. And I'm like, the only lesson I learned is God is cruel and genetics aren't fair. Genome is my worst enemy.
And my knee can sometimes go this way.
My knee clinks sometimes.
Man.
But this is because I feel like most people that have bad anxiety, it's around health stuff. Don't you think? Or am I wrong about that? I feel like people worried about going to the doctor, going to the dentist. Like, is this sore, cancer?
There's a lot of social anxiety as well. I mean, there's many types of anxiety.
Right.
I say health is certainly
near the top. But neither of you really have that to a big extent.
No, I do. Well, now it's financial too, because I'm like, my dentist is like, you got your molars coming in. I'm gonna have to send you to a specialist. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure that's gonna be cheap. That won't bankrupt me at all. So I haven't gone. They told me that 2 years ago. I still haven't gone to this molar person.
Oh man,
from the fear.
I have dentist anxiety for sure.
Oh, okay.
I have
like the drill and all that, or like
the hooks. The hooks, the sound of the hook, just the scraping in your.
Interesting. The dentist ones are an interesting one for me because it almost like never physically hurts. It's like almost like pure, like at least sometimes
it's psychological torture.
Yeah.
It's the physical parts I'm fine with. But the sound of everything that they have, nothing that sounds good.
No,
nothing in there. Nothing they have the technology to make these things sound less painful than they. But
you still go. It doesn't. You'll still suck it up and go. Or
I have to find. I haven't gone in maybe since the pandemic. So
Me neither. Yeah,
I'm due for one.
Because there are those people which it's much worse to like the people that's like, I'm scared of the doctor. I'm never gonna go. They die at 48 because they had some.
I go probably to the doctor. I had to stop going as much as I was.
Oh, you're too much doctor. Yeah.
Every issue, I was like, well, I want to catch whatever this is early, and then they're like, diarrhea, and stop eating whatever that was.
Eat more fiber.
Yeah.
Mine, but the only reason I went to the dentist ever in my adult life is because the receptionist would call me. Hey, you haven't been in a while. Oh, okay. When can you come in? Whenever you want. Oh, don't hurt me. They always have the meanest voices. You better be here 10 minutes ago. Okay. I don't have insurance.
Man.
And that's the only reason I would go twice a year.
Man.
They would hound me.
Otherwise, they're going to break your knees.
Yeah.
And you're like, I can't.
That's too much. Yeah. Break my teeth. The worst thing about the dentist is the needle they would do before the drill for me.
Oh, for Novocaine.
Yes.
Right?
They go, duh, and it just hurt. It felt like the needle was in there for 10 years.
And they shouldn't have made that sound. I thought that was too much when they did that.
They do.
Yeah.
Oh, at least it hurts. It generally hurts, Steve. I don't know what you're saying.
Well, no, the needle doesn't hurt.
The needle to the gums? Oh, my God.
Oh, I've never had a needle to the gums.
That's how they numb you before a root canal.
I've never had a root canal.
Then that...
What's wrong?
Because you're talking about how the dentist is just the noises and stuff. I'm like, no,
well, that's my experience.
Have you ever had like a cavity or anything?
No.
Yeah, because he would need the drill.
Yeah.
So you've been in Dentist 101. We've been on 401. We're playing at the.
Yeah, I've just been able to. I'm just better at teeth than you guys.
I think.
That's what.
That is true. That's objectively true. I got to give it to him on that one.
So what I'm understanding is the problem is I'm better than both of you at teeth.
I mean, I think you should do it just for the experience. You got to experience this needle going in your gums and the drill.
I will, yeah. It's just, it hasn't happened yet.
Talk about the anxiety because they do the needle, that hurts, and you just go, oh, thank God that's over. And then they take the drill out. In my head, I'm like, is it kicked in yet? Is it enough?
Right.
You know, and then sometimes it's not. Sometimes it hurts.
I think they would know as...
No, they're just winging it. They have no idea. There's no set thing. Oh, this guy's 10 years old and weighs this. Okay, this is the amount.
Oh,
they
that's
just
true.
squirted it in.
I'm forgetting about weight. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't give a crap.
I don't know if they're completely winging it. I think there's some.
Yeah.
I don't think so. If you're a dentist, write in. Do you winging it with the needle in the gums? Because I feel like you are. Because sometimes they'll be like, hey, how was that? Was that okay? And I go, no, okay. They'll do it again.
Yeah, you'd think they'd ask you some questions. They should numb you in the waiting room. That's when they should do it. If it takes so long to kick in.
I want the gas. Give me the gas. I want to be asleep.
I know. Every movie makes the gas look so great.
Yeah, you laugh and you accidentally leave it on.
Yeah. You ever see the Pink Panther where he pretends to be a dentist to get into the castle to see the bad guy?
I have not.
God, it's so funny. He accidentally nitrosays himself, and then he pulls the wrong tooth out of the guy. It's so funny. You got to see. I don't remember which Pink Panther it is, but it's so good. Strikes Again, I think.
Peter Sellers.
One of the jackasses, they do they put like a rope around a tooth, and they like go on a motorcycle and yank it.
Oh,
dude, I can't watch those. So, that would break your neck.
So wait, you so with the body stuff, jackass stuff, too much?
The latest Jackass is the only one I've ever seen.
Okay.
What? You didn't watch the show?
No.
I have too much empathy for that show. Like Johnny Knoxville's getting hit by a bull. I'm like, oh, his hip. People are laughing. I'm like, you should go to an ambulance thing.
Yeah.
Where are the EMTs?
The latest one with the bees stinging his string.
I didn't see it. I don't want to see that.
Oh yeah. Well, that one I mean that was just torture to watch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean some of them are. It's not like I'm sitting there like.
Yeah.
I mean they're meant to be like some of the ones are meant to like gross you out.
That I mean. Some people love it, so I just don't get it because that was not amusing at all.
Okay.
It was somewhat amusing, like the friends getting a kick out of their friend in pain. That's always fun.
Yeah.
The friendship part, but the just putting your nuts in a beehive. That is crazy.
Yeah, I don't really get it, but you had to grow up with it too. Some of the slapstick stuff I would like where they had a big rubber hand that would slap a guy.
I mean, that's awesome. Yeah.
But then, like, when you really think about it, that probably hurt. Right. Probably fell on their head.
Yeah. I liked... my slapstick was clearly fake. I liked Three Stooges.
Well, I think the Jackass is just like Three Stooges on like cocaine, basically.
100%. Yeah.
Which is what I like about it.
Yeah. You like to take nostalgia and give it some cocaine and see the product.
So the Jackass guys go to a dinner party and put a pie in a woman's face. She goes, whoa.
Yeah, instead of going like this, they have a big rubber hand that does that. And
instead of a pie, they just have a plate of bees and put in the balls.
You put whipped cream on a plate of bees.
I mean, that's not bad. I'm interested.
I mean, that would actually be funny to see. Yeah, they go, I'm going to put a pie in your face, fine. And then it's all bees.
Oh, my God. Johnny Knoxville still has, like, issues. But I feel like he has to keep doing them because it's his only thing. You know, he tried to do movies that didn't work out.
You got to think about it if you can do your thing as an old man, or an old woman.
But I also think I am like a dad in the sense of like I look at people like how much money that guy got, like because he was in enough things that he's probably just set for life.
Yeah, but then why do another one?
Yeah, because you're bored. You just do another one.
You make more money.
Get the friends together.
If you're bored, why don't you garden? You don't have to put bees on your balls.
But people, you probably could say that about.
For some reason, that sounded like a commercial
for gardening
for a green thumb.
But people probably say that about stand-up too. There's probably
instead of
people
red
like,
balls.
why does Jerry Seinfeld still do stand-up? He doesn't need
loves
to.
it.
Yeah, but he loves it. But I think
Eddie Murphy though.
But I think but
He's trying.
But I think there's people that just like, this is what he. Yeah, I think he just likes getting together with his friends and like, pranking them.
Being shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, stand up a little bit easier.
But there are people that's like, he's probably like an adrenaline junkie and like,
Probably, yeah. Steve-O, definitely. I don't think Steve-O could work at like any retail store. You go in a Home Depot, he's got the drills in his face. Like, Steve-O, you're scaring the customers.
Yeah.
He's working
Why
in an
are
office.
most of the planks of wood up your butt?
He's working in an office and he's got the mouse up his nose.
His desk chair is tied to a rocket.
In the break room, he's like drinking piss and something else. Poop. Steve-O, is this your lunch? Just poop.
Something else.
Just poop.
Something else.
There's really only 3 liquids you could have kind of
man,
went up
yeah.
through from piss, but poop is a good one.
That'd be funny if somebody still ate his lunch. Your name wasn't on it.
Who ate my cockroach and poop sandwich?
Say that, I'm bored.
I'm set for life, but still need to enjoy myself.
Oh, Lord.
Oh my God, that's so funny. All right, we're almost at an hour here. We got one more topic.
Oh, yeah.
I got a personalized one.
While you look it up, have you guys gotten less anxiety by getting older / doing the show? Or do you think you're just as anxious as you've always been?
Go ahead first, Steve.
I think they're changing with me, the anxieties.
Okay. So you're getting different anxieties. But the level is similar.
Yeah, they're more mature, my anxieties now,
Okay.
than they used to be.
Okay.
So still have it, still probably worries just as much, just about different things. More healthier things like money and work and stuff. But still just as anxious.
Okay.
So, okay. And what was the question?
I
I was pulling up the topic.
Do you think you've gotten less anxious in the last 3 years, or is it? Yeah.
That's a good one. Well, I started going to therapy when we started this podcast, and I feel like it does work and it has helped.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you go, Sean.
I don't.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know that I should admit that.
They just show up a medical chart and.
Well, I think you should. I was with you.
It sounds good. I'm pro it. I just haven't.
I was with you. I'm like, I don't need it. And then once I started going, I'm like, whoa. It's like, I can't think of the example. I guess it would be like, you ever go a long time without showering, and you're like, I don't smell bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
it's
a
hard.
great way
It's
of
hard.
putting it.
It's hard to have perspective of it when you're
Yeah,
the
you can't
person.
smell it, but everyone else can.
Yeah, everyone else is like, ugh.
Yeah.
They're like, maybe you ever think about going to see a shower?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Does the shower take my insurance?
Listen, I didn't grow up with showering. My parents don't shower.
Yeah, my parents don't shower.
No one in my community shower.
Yeah.
If you went to Catholic school, you probably already have some that you would need to talk about with somebody. There's probably already some subconscious anxiety in there in your brain.
Yeah, probably.
That would help pull out. But okay, so William Ward Wyatt, who's a listener and a cool guy, he said, I've got worst case anxiety inducing scenario. Me and my friend were talking about earlier. If I'm being honest, I mean my cat. It's pretty funny. But do you remember the movie Cellular and the ones where you get a call and for some reason everyone on the line is like eagle eye? What do? I run into the woods for sure. BDSR rises to the occasion, stays on phone, stays the day. Cellular. You guys ever see that?
I've seen.
That sounds familiar. Is that Halle Berry?
No, it's. I have seen Cellular.
Kim Basinger.
It's Chris Evans, I believe. Yeah, Chris Evans, Kim Basinger, and Jason Statham. And I don't.
Oh yeah.
If I remember correctly, she was held hostage or something and was able to call one person somehow or something like that, and she somehow gets a hold of Chris Evans. I don't think they knew each other, and he's trying to save her through. It was. I remember it being a good movie.
Okay, so the question is, who would you call, or are you?
Well, I'm going to read the plot. School teacher Kim Basinger is abducted by a ruthless crook, Jason Statham, and brought to a remote hideout where she finds a broken cell phone. Unfortunately, when she tries to use the malfunctioning phone to contact the authorities, she accidentally reaches a college student, Chris Evans, instead. The young man wants to help, but she has no idea where her captors have taken her, and Ryan must scramble to figure out where she is before the phone goes dead.
Okay, so he means, so you're in the woods, you get a call, one person. Luckily, it's a guy who plays a Marvel hero. But,
Yeah.
But what do? Do you run into the woods, he says?
And you know who BDSR is to save the day?
Who?
It's Big Dick Steve Rogers. That's what he's saying.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was your acronym.
Yeah, I get BDSR a lot.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great
We don't need to plug them.
Well,
We don't need to help Mark.
I'm just but I was just giving the shout out to the fan that was clearly doing a little nod to that.
Okay.
What is Andrew's? I think Andrew should have one.
They call me Siobhan, and then Mark will go, I don't like that guy. That's my Tuesday.
That's not a good acronym, though.
Yeah.
You need a fun acronym.
I guess
And
I
then
don't like that guy.
IDLTG.
Yeah, it's a real long one. Yeah.
Same here.
Whoa, big reference. Okay, so what, Steve? Do you understand the premise?
Can you read the
Oh my gosh.
just the phone part, not the whole thing, just the phone part.
Okay. What do you do? I run it. Okay. What do you mean the phone part? There's no.
The cellular.
Do
reference.
you remember the movie Cellular and the ones where you get a call and for some reason everything is on the line? Oh, I guess Eagle Eye's another movie. He
Yes,
says, like-
Eagle Eye's another movie. I think so. I
and,
guess
and then
it's
Phone
just-
Booth too, right?
Phone Booth is a good movie.
Colin Farrell.
Kiefer
Yeah.
Sutherland.
Oh, is he in it too?
Yeah, he's
the
the
guy.
He's the guy on the phone.
Is he?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Colin Farrell was.
Oh, he was
Colin-
the caller.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay. Wow, it's crazy how your mind conludes things.
Yeah.
Confuses.
Boots?
Conludes.
K-Pax's thing.
K-Pax those things.
Yeah, it's a weird phenomenon.
K-Pax sounds like a cleaner. Got to use K-Pax in the sink.
That's perfect because the whole time you've been saying K-Pax, I'm like, that sounds like a product.
Ajax.
Exactly. It sounds like a cleaner. Okay. It was bothering me.
So, oh yeah, what do you do? I run into the woods for sure, he says. BDSR rises to the occasion, stays on the phone, saves the day. I don't know.
Oh, so he's saying
He's
someone
saying I
calls
would-
you. What do you do?
If someone
Right.
called me and needed help, I would 100% think it was a prank. Which I think takes place in the movies, I would assume.
Yeah.
Right.
But I mean, that's a great question. That's a lot of anxiety. Of course you want to help, but I don't know. That's great. I don't know how I would even remotely help.
Shaun, do you have a solution
I
here?
would like to think I gotta think it would be easier to help with technology
Yes.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly how because I'm like
Yeah, can you send me your location
Yeah.
on your phone? Can you?
Well, before smartphones, I'd have to call my dad and be like, "Are you by a computer?" It'd be like some hacker movie,
And he's like, if you stayed in football, you'd know how to get out of this.
"Yeah."
I do think I panic in those like you ever you ever watch the like in movies like that they'll be like meet me at Central Park West at 2:30 be like I need a pen. I don't like
Yeah.
you don't like
Oh
they
my
give you like a
God.
long thing and you're like I'm not going to remember that. I'm
Also,
freaking
there's
out.
like they don't give longitude or latitude, and somehow
Yeah.
they know exactly
Yeah.
where in Central Park.
Yeah, what
West to
direction to
get-
walk? Yeah. So I'd be like, "Dad, can you look up which way the Applebee's is?" And he'd be like, "Okay, what street are you on?" I'm on K-Pax.
The bad guy asked to meet you at Applebee's.
But that would be I would be talking to the guy so long. I'd be like, "Is that before or after the McDonald's?" Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I take it right there.
Look, it's you want me to bring you a briefcase of money.
Yeah.
I got to know which level of the parking garage.
I'm not just going to walk around like an idiot.
Oh yeah.
But I'd like to think I'd help, but I don't know.
That you made a great point about the technology advancement. It might be easier to help everybody.
But if it's the same scenario as this movie,
well, that was a flip phone in that movie.
So it's a flip phone.
That's a lot of running, and that's how Chris Evans got in shape. By the way, was just all the running around he had to do.
You can't do anything with a flip phone other than make a call and play Snake. That's it. You can't really text. You got to hit all the numbers.
You can flip something when you open it. You can
You can text something. Oh, that's true. And if it's a razor, you can shave. But yeah, you can only text like stuff that ends in 8. Like, hey, I hate this. You got to use the numbers in your text.
Wait, but who would you
I'm
call?
for you.
Is that a better question? Who would you call?
Oh, that's a great question.
Well, I think he's saying I would call you. Does BDSR rise to the day?
Yeah.
But that's very nice.
You definitely not call Steve. He's just
no. I mean, if you texted me, you're dead.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Help in room. It's not an emergency. I'll deal with that next time I'm on the subway. And I forget my headphones. Hey man, on the subway, forgot your headphones. It seems like you were in a kill room 2 months ago. Are you still okay?
Man.
The phone lights up from Steve. It says, "Sorry, just saw this," and it pans over to me. I'm a skeleton.
God, that's funny. That's a sketch. That's really funny. Who would you guys call? That's a great question.
It's tough because you do also like to think like, oh, my parents will be there for me, but like the fact that they're just like, what? Who's this?
I mean, my dad posted a story to promote my shows this weekend, and it was somehow upside down and inverted.
It was
so
so
I'm not
funny.
going to call.
Right,
It was so funny. It was almost like a joke.
It was amazing.
Almost like a joke of an old man thing.
I haven't talked to him about it yet because I want to ask him in person and show him that.
Yeah,
but,
I saw it. It's literally
think,
upside down, inverted. You can't even tell what it is. It's like a Rorschach test.
I think
I think you'd have to go significant other, right?
Caitlin would do something about it, 100%. Actually, Caitlin has brought the this specific anxiety to me. She's like, I've had this nightmare for a long time. She's like, if I'm gone, you have to look for me. And I was like, yeah, I would look for you. What's this? Yeah. So this is an anxiety a lot of people. I would call Caitlin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Would you call
she's like a multi-tool. She's street smart. She's got muscles.
Yeah. She's scary.
She's scary. She could yell at him.
Yeah. They were like, all right, I didn't know who he was dating. We're in way over our heads. She said I have a little penis.
I could see Steve like all tied behind a chair, in a cabin, and then Caitlin kicks open the door, throws like a ninja star at one guy's eye, and takes like a golf club, hits the other guy's head off his neck.
Steve knocks the third guy out with his big dick.
Steve gets turned on, and
they trip over it. Yeah. Yeah, I get turned on, and the guy runs, and he's not looking, and he clotheslines him. Oh, he makes the same sound as the Novocaine from the dentist.
Oh man, yeah, that would be that's a good one. I think my backup is definitely my mom for sure, because she would she can kind of coordinate everything I need. So
yeah,
I had a situation we ran out of time to talk about, but she really helped me out. But she'll be like, I got it, and like I didn't have cell service, but she sent me emails. Like she figured out that I could communicate by email, and
she would go to the cops and be like, "What did your son look like?" She just hands him this.
Well, he's hairy.
Yeah,
he's hairy.
He's hairy. He's probably got seltzer. So just look for a guy with seltzer.
And then she could, dads might have too much of an ego. I don't need help. I can do this on my own. But my mom would, put together my dad and the rest of my family and sort of an A team.
Yeah,
so,
that's a good one.
Because the women, I feel like a man is they don't want to ask for directions. Kind of that old
also,
80s
women
premise.
are more afraid of being captured and detained than men are. So if I said that, she'd be like, "I've been thinking about this for years. This is what you do."
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like calling a woman, they would be able to, like Caitlin would of course, kick the door open with a flamethrower and burn them. But I think she would also have a plan there. And she would organize buying a flamethrower and, getting the gas for the tank.
Yeah. Yeah, I hate it when you go to burn a bunch of people and you forgot to fill up.
Yeah.
That'd be so embarrassing.
Oh, guys.
Yeah, you just,
just kill me. We were planning on it.
It would just go click, click, and you go, you back up.
Speaking of, that kind of reminds me of a story, if we have time. Yeah. Halloween, I was at a dive bar. This was like 8 years ago. Mm-hmm. Two guys get into a fight. One guy goes like, screw you, you'll be sorry. And he leaves.
Okay.
Right? So
I'm with you.
We're hanging out. Guy comes back with a chainsaw. And he starts like, I told you I'd be back. And he starts like kind of like going crazy.
He has it on?
It's a real chain. You can smell the gasoline.
Where is this, Alaska? Like, this is a frontier.
This is
Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo? Basically Alaska, yeah.
No, he definitely... Yeah.
So it's a real chain. You could smell the gasoline on it. And he comes
Jesus
in
Christ.
and he's like, and he goes.
Does he start it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Starts it and he goes to the guy and then like you see some like blood kind of, you see like red thing. And then like, so I was like, well, I'm going to die.
Joke.
It's a prank. And so he took the chain off the chainsaw, but it was a real chainsaw. It smelled like a real chainsaw. And the guy had like,
a packet on him. Yeah.
So but like for 10 seconds, I was like, oh, this is how I die in a chainsaw bar.
Well, that's like that classic.
But like, what a good prank! Like,
it's a really good prank. But like that's like that classic premise of getting rid of guns and we should all just have swords because if you get 18 people with a sword, 17 people does it.
So and plus you could carry it around and decorate it and stuff.
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
true.
A fashion accessory.
Yeah, like a video game where you can download,
customize it. Yeah. You get the bigger hilt and the thing, the hand guard. Put like crystals on it.
Yeah, little chains that have like a zombie head on them. Yeah. Well, could you hear him? Here's my thing. If I'm coming in with a chainsaw and I'm going to start yelling, I'd have to turn it off so everyone could hear me and then turn it back on.
Well, I think he did like, I told you I'd be back, and then like wraps it up.
That's a good. That's a good performance.
Yeah,
okay.
and then like killed the guy near the door, and there's only one door. So I was like, well, I'm going to die. I don't know what to do. I'm going to die.
Were people screaming?
Yeah, but I think there wasn't a lot of people in the bar. Like it was late. It was maybe like a Thursday.
That'd be funny if they went up to the chainsaw guy. How was it? And he's like, first show was a little light, but really got him in the second show.
Well, there was this haunted house in Richmond, Virginia, where I went to college, and for some reason it was just a date thing. You met a girl around Halloween, you got to take her to a haunted house, and
yeah.
The final part of the haunted house is a guy does that. He comes in with the chain off, and the girl I was with was just like, I didn't really know her that well. She goes, "You scared me," and she kind of like slaps his arm. And he takes off his Jason mask, turns off the chainsaw, and goes, "Do not hit the actors." It like totally ruined everything. Both of them together ruined my whole haunted house that night.
That's pretty great. I can't work like this.
These conditions are miserable. I gotta call my agent.
It's funny because that like, I mean, you're going there to be like scared a little bit, but it's also like you inherently know it's all like like it's so funny to imagine of like, oh, I bet a real chainsaw killer came into this haunted house, waited for his cue, and
and she's hitting anything that scares her in the haunted house.
Yeah, I'm like, this is bad.
Yeah,
you can't. That's not what humans do. I mean, you gotta just laugh and run. Why you
it's like a Will Smith approach. You just made a joke. I'm gonna hit you.
Yeah, red flag, and plus the blood.
Well, do you have any other anxiety stories we didn't get to? Anything before we wrap it up here?
I mean, I think I'm good.
That's pretty good. Pretty good for an unanxious person. Good stories.
Try.
It sounded like
Have you had a lot of?
You gave us a lot to work with for someone without anxiety.
Have you had a lot of unanxious people on the pod?
You might be one of the only. Mike Kaplan said he wasn't anxious.
Yeah, that was by far most
But we were the most anxious we've ever been.
Yeah,
During,
it was our first Zoom guest, and his camera was off, and my mic couldn't work, and he was just there, and
my mic didn't work. Everything I tried, so I was just watching.
It was horrible. It was the worst time.
Brian says he's not as anxious, but his stories were really funny and anxiety-inducing.
But his material, he has anxiety in it too.
I think everybody has anxiety at just different levels.
Yes, I think that's true.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. Shaun, where can they listen to you and find you?
I have a special on YouTube called Neil. I have a podcast about the Buffalo Bills, if you, for some reason, like them, called
cool.
In the Hunt. And then I'm on social media. I am Shaun Murphy on all the varying platforms.
All right.
Beautiful.
Awesome. And Steve, got any plugs?
I'll be at Comics Roadhouse this weekend with...
no, you'll be in Syracuse.
No,
no, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. This weekend with Caitlin Palufo, and I know Jenny Marie, who listens, is already coming to one of the shows, so I'll get to see her. And then I'll be in Albany Funny Bone the weekend after that.
Cool. Well, I'll be in D.C. July 7th and 9th at the D.C. Comedy Loft.
Nice.
The upstairs. I'll be there for the first time, and then after that, going to Chicago July 21st to something.
Zanies?
Zanies, yeah. My first time there, too.
You're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Just featuring, but I'm excited to be out there, and I feel like it's a cool place with good food.
Yeah. It's not just featuring. It's going to be awesome.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That was a confidence building thing I said, not a...
I know. I'm just sweaty. This light's really hot. All right. Thanks, everyone, for listening.